everyone, it's Shriner from Pay or Wait, and today I'm going to be reviewing Charmed Season 1, Episode 7, Out of Sight, okay? And I apologize for my little crusty, dusty looking video before. I literally recorded this video 3 times, okay? And they were like almost 20-minute videos. First, my mic stopped working, then it was looking crazy, and then I was just like, y'all just gonna have to love me at my worst, okay? So hopefully this is a little bit better quality, but I'm still in my makeshift, you know, little studio at home, and I'm about to be late for my flight. So let's go ahead and get into the episode. So we see in the cold open that basically there's this guy. I was like, okay, look at him. He's selling his little wine and stuff. I was like, let me find a little dude to sell me some wine. Tell me what goes well with whatever type of food. So we see that the power goes out. He gets attacked by something that looks like a little shadow thing. And then it takes some out of him. And then I was like, dang, he just dead that quick. So after that, we jump over to Maggie, who is using Harry's little the little thing that he uses to train them in their little simulations and stuff. Basically, she's using that for sex fantasies with Parker. I was like, okay, because at first I was like, oh, he got you Beyonce tickets, girl. That's a keeper right there. But no, it was fake though. It was fake, unfortunately. But that's like, can I get one of those? Because I would love to have a couple of the, you know, little dreams about Chris Evans and a couple of more people. But anywho, so we see that Maggie and Mel are still worried because they haven't told Macy about what happened when they saw their mother back in the 80s and that vision. And so we see that Harry is making them breakfast. Harry stayed making them some type of good little English food. And then we see that he asked them about there was a hellquake. And it's like hellquake. And that's like something that happens to like a spirit or a demon. And so basically the hellquake occurred when we had the whole thing that happened with the wine dude. So Maggie tells him, hey, she's thinking about dropping out of school. She just doesn't know how she really feels about school at this point. Hasn't picked her classes yet. She just got a lot going on. And so then Macy tells them, like, hey, I got a new lab manager. She's not sure. She's heard bad things about her, so she wants to get to work early. She ends up meeting with the lab manager, who is the evil lady from Heroes. I was like, they bringing back all these villains from the TV shows that I used to watch. I was like, I couldn't stand her on Heroes. So she's her new lab manager, and she tells her, hey, you know, I want to make you lab supervisor, but I need you to reduce headcount. Of course, I was like, clearly she about to tell her to fire Galvin, and that's what happens. She tells him to fire Galvin. Then she makes a comment like, are you not up for the job? Men do this all the time. And I was like, girl, so we ain't gotta be like them. And then we're gonna get into it later in the episode when Macy said, hell no, we ain't gotta be like them. So we see the real Parker shows up on campus and asks Maggie out because Lucy, dramatic behind it, sent them a text saying, hey, I got me a new man. I don't even care no more. Y'all can go ahead and do y'all little thing. And so he asked her on a date. She said, let's just do something real chill. No Beyonce. He's like, what? And she's like, huh? And I was like, girl, stop it. So they end up going on a little date, and they had a cute little date, y'all. They was talking about how his, like, they was, you know, had similarities in how they felt about their family. And then he said something so rude, like his daddy told him the worst thing that ever happened was him marrying his mom. I was like, sir, you do realize you wouldn't have had your kid if that didn't happen? I was like, that's so disrespectful. And then they kiss, and then she hears his thoughts and says that, oh, I don't want to tell her the truth, or I need to tell her the truth. So now she on edge. She like, oh, Lord, what this kid hiding now? So in the meantime, we see that Mel is actually bartending since she doesn't have her job right now. Harry's been hounding her about her thesis. Like, even told her, like, hey, you can go ahead and do a little magic to get it done. She's just like, oh, I gotta save the world. So she's at work, and then she meets this creepy girl. This creepy girl show up, and I'm like, what's going on with her? And so we see she got something to do with later and towards the end of the episode that we'll get into. But so the guy Leon, who is the name of the guy at the beginning of the episode, he's a centaur, and so basically he's been entrusted with protecting this shard. These 3 shards that come together, they've been split up by 3 different people by Zeus, and basically they come together, they unlock this little demon prison where all the baddie demons go. So of course that's what the women have to help try to stop that from happening. And so we see that Alcaster, I never say their names right, but the evil villain guy, basically he's the one who sent the shadow demon to basically go get these 3 shards. The first one was with Leon. We saw the second one was with the fertility goddess, which I thought was super funny because he was like, yo, she royalty. And it's like, okay. And he's like, think Meghan Markle. And it's like, oh, we're so happy to meet you. I'm like, what is y'all obsession with Meghan Markle, y'all? I just can't take it. But that was actually pretty funny. So we see that Macy's she has coffee with Galvin. She's trying to fire him, but you know, he's like, I'm so happy that you left, supervisor. It's about time women take over. I was like, okay, Galvin, I see you, Galvin. And then he's like talking so much, she can't even get a damn word out. And then he get a text like, oh, I gotta go help them with a crisis, so she don't even get to fire him. But we do see that Maggie's trying to do some research on Parker. So she go do a little surprise boo visit like, hey, babe. And then she walk in, and then he's shooting something up his arm. I said, oh, Lord, Galvin. Not Galvin. Parker on drugs, y'all. Like, girl, you can't even be with him. So now she like, oh, it ain't never right. So, we see that the girls and the women and Harry end up back up to their place. Then they see all these little bees outside buzzing and stuff swarming around the house. Harry like, look, y'all better handle it. I'm afraid of insects. And then they was like, oh, well, the bees are sensing magnetic field, which leads them to believe that the final shard piece is actually in their house, which is actually in the attic, because Macy looked bees in. Bees go upstairs to the attic, and then some come out of the little attic wall, and they're like, how can we not believe our mom was a witch? Because, yeah, she didn't hide hella stuff. Y'all don't be snooping through your parents' stuff. That don't make no sense. So they find the shard. Then all of a sudden the shard come out, and then Macy, remember she had the key that she found at the end of last week's episode. The key start jumping and then goes into the shard that activates it. So then they realize when Macy found the key and didn't tell him about it over a week ago, that's what actually activated the shards, which activated him sending a demon to go find them. So they come up with a plan, try to get rid of the little shadow demon, and then they doing this little light stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, this was actually looking cool how they did that. Then the little shard, the demon thing, get out of that. Then take Maggie down a whole nother flight of stairs. They fighting back and forth. I'm like, where are these sisters? They didn't run downstairs yet. They came downstairs all late. Then Maggie ends up getting all of the shards. Then Macy takes it. Then Mel gets it. Then the little creepy girl show up and take the damn shard. She did some electric stuff to Mel. Take the shard, disappears. And then we see that Mel has the same marks that her mother had, which leads them to believe that the creepy girl had something to do with her mother's death and the other elders' deaths. So she got the shard. Then we like, well, who the little shadow demon? Because, you know, Maggie touched the shadow demon. She's like, I can feel your pain. And then, you know, the shadow demon just walked out because he didn't get what he was supposed to get, y'all. So then they have a kumbaya moment. Like, Macy's like, I should have told y'all. And then Mel and Maggie was like, no, we should have told you what your mama said about her feeling like someone right with the baby. And then she's talking about her darkness. And Harry like, girl, it don't matter about where you came from. It matters what you do with your life now, okay? The good that you do, what you do with your actions determine whether you're good or not. So Macy get the strength to go tell her the little evil hero's boss lady of the lab. She tells her like, hey, I don't want to cut Galvin. He's a huge asset to this company. I've come up with different ways if we handle all of the testing in-house, and then we still have 40K that I can go ahead and try to free up as well. I said, Macy, go ahead and spit off them figures that you know what's going on in this business, okay? So then that happens, and she was like, okay. She said, we good. She said, we good. It didn't happen like that, but that's like basically what they said. So they were good. Then she like walked out like, I'm the boss. She didn't say that, but that's how she had that little walk like, I dare y'all to do something. And then we see that it goes to, y'all. Actually, before we even get into the shocker that we knew was coming, basically Maggie decides that she's going to be a psych major. I was like, okay, girl, look at you sticking with your education. And then Mel decides she's going to drop out because she felt like she was only doing it to like help please her mom or like, you know, help remember her legacy. So she said until she can figure out what she wants to do, for now she's going to drop out, which doesn't mean that she won't go back, okay? But y'all, why is Parker? Well, Parker stopped by and tells her he has this rare autoimmune disease. He might not make it to little 40. She said, I don't care. I want to be with you, Parker. And they start kissing. I said, oh, that kiss was steamy. But then we see that Parker is a little Alcaster evil dude. That's his son. He a half demon, y'all. But we already knew this was happening because this is what happened on the original Charm. So they gonna have this love story. Then he gonna turn bad. Then he gonna turn back good. Then she ain't gonna be able to trust him. We already know how this gonna go down. But I was still like, yes, this is what I've been waiting on. So he basically tells him, hey, don't mess up again. Do what I told you to do. Like, do that, okay? So that's pretty much where we left off. Like, those are pretty much my thoughts. My mama calling me right now because she's telling me to come outside so I can go catch my flight. But those are pretty much my thoughts on this week's episode. This is a very good episode. I didn't have no problems where I was just like, y'all doing too much. This was very well done. Like, if they can stick to this every episode, I'll be okay with it. Good job, y'all. I see y'all. So those are my thoughts on Charmed Season 1, Episode 7, Out of Sight. As always, my name is Sharona from Pay Your Weights. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell and I will see you soon.